From JBS Studios in Greater New York, this is the JBS News Update with Teisha Bader.
I'm Teisha Bader with the JBS News Update for Tuesday, September the 9th, 2025. The fourth IDF soldier killed in an attack at a military outpost in Gaza yesterday was named as 21-year-old Lieutenant Matan Abramovitz, killed together with three of his fellow soldiers when three Hamas terrorists ambushed the IDF encampment on the outskirts of Gaza City. The military wing of terror group Hamas, the Izzadin al-Qassam brigades, claimed responsibility for yesterday's terror attack in Jerusalem, in which 6 people were murdered and a dozen more were injured. The IDF today, together with Israel's security agency, the Shin Bet, said it conducted a precise airstrike targeting the senior leadership of terror group Hamas who were gathered in Doha in Qatar, saying for years these members of the Hamas leadership have led the terrorist organization's operations, are directly responsible for the brutal October 7th massacre, and have been orchestrating and managing the war against the State of Israel. They noted that prior to the strike, measures were taken in order to mitigate harm to civilians. Israeli Prime Minister Benjamin Netanyahu, speaking at a U.S. embassy event in Jerusalem this evening, noted how Hamas proudly took credit for both of yesterday's attacks, both on the IDF base in Gaza and on the civilians in Jerusalem. And the Prime Minister went on to describe Israel's airstrike on Hamas's leaders in Doha today.
At noon today, I convened the heads of Israel's security organizations and authorized a surgical precision strike on the terrorist chiefs of Hamas. These are the same terrorist chiefs who planned, launched, and celebrated the horrific massacres of October 7th.
The Prime Minister stressed that Israel acted wholly independently and takes full responsibility for this action, which he said could lead to steps forward in reaching a ceasefire hostage release agreement.
And this action can open the door to an end of the war in Gaza. Israel has accepted the proposal put forward by President Trump to end the war, beginning with the immediate release of all our hostages, which have been held in the dungeons of Gaza for 700 days. If President Trump's proposal is accepted, the war can end immediately.
48 hostages remain held by terror group Hamas in Gaza, now captive for 704 days. The Houthis fired a missile from Yemen at Israel this evening. Red alert sirens sounding, the IDF said, across the areas of Jerusalem and the Dead Sea, sending residents to seek the protection of safe rooms and bomb shelters. The IDF said Israel's Air Force intercepted one missile. No damage or injury was reported. Earlier today, the Houthis launched a drone at Israel, sending the residents of parts of southern Israel to seek shelter. It too was intercepted, the IDF said, in the Eilat airspace. No damage or injury reported there. Well, some 3,000 members of the film industry in Hollywood and beyond, including some well-known actors and directors, signed a pledge to boycott Israel's film industry. The pledge, organized by the group Film Workers for Palestine, pledging, they wrote, not to screen films, appear at, or otherwise work with Israeli film institutions, including festivals, cinemas, broadcasters, and production companies that, it writes, are implicated in genocide and apartheid against the Palestinian people. The Hollywood Reporter cited a statement from the Israeli Producers Association saying this call for a boycott is profoundly misguided. By targeting us, the creators who give voice to diverse narratives and foster dialogue, these signatories are undermining their own cause and attempting to silence us. Taking a look now at our programming for tonight on JBS for Tuesday, September the 9th at 7 o'clock. In preparation for Rosh Hashanah and Yom Kippur, join the late Rabbi Lord Jonathan Sacks on a journey to explore the concept and deep meanings of repentance, Teshuvah. At 8, Justin Pine speaks with Elana Stein Hain to discuss her popular series Texting IRL that addresses issues of our day through the lens of classical Jewish texts. At 9, it's Jerry Silverman on L'chaim. At 10, it's Good Week Israel. At 10:30, an encore of the news. And coming up next, the ILTV's Insider. And that's the JBS News Update for Tuesday, September the 9th, 2025. I'm Teisha Bader. Am Yisrael Chai.